Nigeria is one of the fastest growing LPG markets in the world, with over 20% average growth rate per annum for the past 10 years. In 2020, the country recorded a national consumption rate of 89,000 metric tons of the product. The Gas Academy, including the LPG Association in Nigeria, came together to put together the second West African LPG Expo, where over 3,000 industry experts, including visitors and stakeholders in the country, came together to discuss the prospects and challenges facing the sector. The Nigerian LPG Association is an umbrella body of industry experts and stakeholders in the Nigerian liquefied petroleum gas sector, with the main objective to promoting the use of LPG gas in Nigeria at affordable prices. In conjunction with the Gas Academy in Singapore, the Nigerian LPG Association organized the second West African LPG Expo in Lagos, where the gas industry and the entire social-economic environment in Nigeria, its commercial industrial opportunities and challenges were discussed.
That the West African market should be our market, not even necessarily the Nigerian market. So you think us in this room and marketers should begin to think beyond local markets to dominate the West African market, an attractive destination for development of the LPG market in all spheres, provided the market is conduciveness. Yeah. So thank you very, very much for your...
I think in the last slide, I'll just really talk around the key issues that will drive some of the conversations going on. So the bankability question is what keeps evolving in discussions in credit committees and financial institutions like ourselves. The risks are all driven by the macro environment and also structural challenges in the sector. We talked about inflation, devaluation, policy stability. With the VAT impact has also an adverse impact on pricing. Fragmentation of the market and the supply chain, using pilot states and also supporting, the demand side. Now these interventions, working with donors, can really act as a tool, right, to catalyze local financing up to 10, 15, 20 years. So it's proven that 10-year, 20-year financing can be obtained in local currency. But the challenge is the demand risk and being able to intervene in providing instruments, the risk associated with a lot of projects. Government support is clearly needed. We're seeing that, but it needs to be calculated.
Some of the critical challenges and events that threw up new bottlenecks in the industry were entertained, analyzed, and interpreted, some of which included the Russian-Ukraine war and the Nigerian forex exchange.
So we were talking about the effect of international politics, particularly the war in Ukraine and Russia, and how that affects prices of LPG and availability of product locally in Nigeria. And what we mentioned was, because the source of most of the imports coming into Nigeria is from the USA, there was no direct effect on the supply of the product as a source. However, because of the war, things like bunker fuel, freight costs, go up. And because of that, it does have an indirect effect. So bunker fuel is what the ships burn. And so as a result of, and a lot of that, because of the vessels, most of those vessels are usually Europe operated or European owners, right? So because they're sourced, the bunkers are sourced around that area, that cost is skyrocketed. And on any typical delivery, the freight component could be as high as 25% of the chain, right? So if you're having a major increase on that part of the chain, that's a 25%, effect on the entire pricing. So that can have major impacts, and so that's what you're seeing. In addition to obviously the fact that the index price of the product itself is going up, but when you now add freight to it, that leads to higher price, and that's why gas has been expensive.
Is the supply pricing from LNG, is that reflective of the true market? Is the rate they're using, I think is it 420 of the FX rate they use, is that reflective of reality? So if they did not price that way, what would happen to ex-depot, what would happen to their selling prices to the marketers? And therefore, that would make imports more market reflective, so to speak. I would look at it. I would look at it that way rather than saying, you know, are we on the right side of the fence? In 2 or 3 months' time, we'll find out what the change will make. However, the issue of the FX rate will remain as long as they keep pricing using that rate. If the LPG importers continue to go to seek higher rates, I wouldn't say parallel market rates, but higher rates for their imports, then clearly their landing costs will always be higher, and that will affect the amount of imports tons they can put into the market.
Look at understanding that the value chain completely has a weak link, and if you carry every party along, that weak link automatically becomes the strength, right? So if you say, I have money for the LPG with the sub-segment, and I'm focusing on the guys who are transporting or the guys who are filling, there would be a supply side problem. Now, good thing Chinua is able to de-dollarize projects, meaning, take that risk of, you having to raise naira and pay. Importing the LPG molecules requires dollars, or in some cases, if you have the arrangement with LNG, you still have to, go through all sorts, pay for your freight and whatever.
Both local and foreign industry players showcased their products and discussed the prospects of their brand in the Nigerian market, which they described as very promising.
Independent marketers are among some of the people making waves in other countries in West Africa. So that shows you that we are happy to expand beyond our shores and even try and grow and develop businesses in LPG and other areas outside the country. So for me, just to wrap up, for me, when I say we, I speak as independent marketers who want to generate and want to develop business, LPG business in Nigeria. Nobody really needs much of a carrot to do it. Once the investment climate is there, once the framework is there, it's just a matter of time. I think the market will continue growing the way it is. Clearly there are challenges about. There are other things that we have to contend with in Nigeria, but as a whole, Nigeria remains a very attractive destination for either indigenous or foreign people looking to do business. So for me, it's just a case of if we continue along the path we have, given the population of the country, we can only just continue expanding and the business can continue growing. The one area I think, and hopefully we will touch on that in the session, is what is happening to the global, and not necessarily LPG, but LNG market in terms of prices and demand for gas. Look at the need to increase dollar revenue as a country. I think that is an area we will see that very soon the demand for increased export earnings from gas, whether it's natural gas, whether it's propane, whether it's butane, will also be a driver of increasing activity and investment in Nigeria. So I think that push is something that we'll see in years to come.
Right. So because it's an import, obviously that's not a domestic thing. But there's a lot of talk and a lot of development for our local production of gas. So you have an LNG, for example, that has embarked on Train 7. So they're also trying to grow from 450,000 barrels they're currently supplying into the market today to as much as 700, 800,000, basically doubling that, right? But the demand in the country is also increasing, right? So now Nigeria is a 1.3, 1.4 million ton country, and yet we're only seeing about 45% of the consumption being produced locally. So the rest has to be augmented by the imports. But there are more marginal fields, there are more producers now, there are more gas processing plants coming on stream. So we're going to see an increase also in local production of LPG, and hopefully, when that over the next 3, 4, 5 years, once those producers start to contribute their own production to the quota, we will start to see a more balanced availability and pricing of LPG.
So we are SCG Thailand. We are valves manufacturers, and we based in Thailand. And we're producing valve and also LPG accessories, anything related like hose, regulators, fittings, valve, LPG valve. And we produce more than 30 million valves a year and exporting more than 150 countries around the world. Started business here 3 years ago, and right now our product is getting in the market. The market is very, price sensitive, but as a manufacturer, we try to bring our quality to the market. So we are really focusing on the quality. So we are trying to, make the best product. We are certifying all over, the certificate around the world. And also we believe that with our quality and with our, price and, our team, we can bring a good product to the market.
We are actually a gas technology company, and we are today at this exhibition to display our products, our gas generators. We have LPGs and natural gas generators that run purely on gas. There's no need for diesel or petrol, and they come in different capacities, even from as little as 12 kVA, and we can move, and we have as big as 1 to 1.5 megawatts, and we can also synchronize even bigger volume for energy load. Also, we have for storage of the gas, we have the gas tanks. That's the gas storage tanks. They also come in different capacities. This is a 1,000 liter tank, and we have bigger capacities as much as 5,000, 10,000, 20,000 liters gas tanks. Also, just at that corner over there is a GHP, that's a gas heat pump. That's your AC that runs on gas. You don't need electricity to run this. Yes, the AC that runs on gas, and it also takes up the heat that it generates and converts it into hot water for your hot shower. So with this, you don't even need an heater in your home or in your hotels or anywhere you want to have this installed. This is going to run on either LPG or natural gas also. Yes, that's the outer unit, and the inlets also you can take as much as you need in your facility. So
these are liquefied petroleum gas accessories that we sell and market. Yes, we sell equipment for liquefied petroleum gas, reticulation and handling. Yes, if you can see here, there are various items that we market, several of them, beginning for pumps and compressors, and then regulators. Exactly. These are coking pumps for gas handling and transfer, both for auto gas and the rest of activities in petroleum gas. In commercial buildings, domestic kitchens, and any other place we have to have consumption of gas in a kitchen or in a factory. We have everything about LPG handling and their storage. And we also make tanks, liquefied petroleum gas tanks, yes, for LPG storage, yes. We are installers and also designers of systems, exactly. We work for many companies around here in Lagos and anywhere in Nigeria, yeah, where you can find our tanks and our products.
Right, so we are from Thailand, yeah? We are Lin Gas Cylinders Company Limited. We make steel gas cylinders. Our company is Lin Gas Cylinder Company Limited. So we make steel gas cylinders, the conventional ones, range from 1 liters to 110 liters. And this is our very first presence here in Nigeria. We have not set up anything here yet. So we're here to look for opportunities in Nigeria. So that's basically
Ultimate Gas Nigeria Limited. Now, we are a LPG supply company, and we are one of the major off-takers of LPG in Nigeria. Also, we deal with cylinders and accessories. Now, we have cylinders of different sizes, 3 kg, 6 kg, 12.5 kg. Now, we have two 12.5 kg cylinders. That's the normal steel cylinders, and the new 12.5 kg, we call it the composite cylinders. Now, these cylinders are plastic and fiber. We call it composite cylinders, and these cylinders are safe and very affordable. Now, it has advantages over the steel cylinders because it is light, very, very light. You don't need to stress yourself carrying heavy cylinders like the steel. It's very, very light, and it has a gauge that monitors your consumption. So you know when your cylinder is filled, you know when it is empty. So that is one advantage of new cylinder, and that is the hot cake in the market right now, the composite cylinder, 12.5 composite cylinders.
Industry experts used the industry terminologies that is most especially conversant within the domain of the LPG industry, and this put a lot of us out of the frame of mind. But one of the very, very significant issues that was considered is about the Russian-Ukraine war that is currently ongoing, if it has a direct negative impact on the LPG sector in Nigeria. It actually does, but not completely, because according to the industry experts, most of what we import into the country came from the United States of America, and they've been making frantic efforts to influence government policy. Let's just hope that this works out in the right direction. Oyipriye Krumale, High Impact Television.